So what's the Facebook page called?
Highway 54. Are we live? I think we're live.
We're live now?
We live? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We're live? Okay. Where are we? Okay.
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Yo, happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to Highway 54. We're on the short end right now. We've got so much stuff happening. Summer's literally hitting us right now. We're in the month of June. Carla, my girl from the East Coast, she's joining us live. She was supposed to be with us last week, but you were on the road. How was that adventure?
It was pretty cool. At least we still got to participate, even though I was driving. My husband was, texting in and answering questions and all that stuff. So it was so cool.
How was the week? How was the week?
The week has been interesting. So it's just like coming down from that big high of being around like all these people. My parents were I don't know if you saw it. They were presented with a governor's citation from Maryland. Yeah, Governor Hogan. So that was really nice. Thanks to my future son-in-law, I guess Carl. He's his father set that up because he's a delegate in Annapolis. So yeah.
That was very special. Yeah, man, I saw that. I saw the pictures with your mom. So you were celebrating the 50th anniversary, you said?
51st.
51st anniversary.
Yep.
And you had delayed that for a couple months? A year.
A whole year because of the pandemic. So it was crazy, but it ended up turning out, even though we got rained out, we were supposed to do everything outside. We had like a bunch of tents and all this stuff.
Yeah.
All this stuff planned, like a family game night. We had family feud, all that stuff. And we got rained out. We ended up having like 60 people probably in my mom's house. And but it ended up, the after party from the event hall, it ended up really, really so cool. Everybody was just drunk and just like, whatever, we're gonna dance anyway. So
so you had a DJ? Huh? You had a DJ?
Well, I had my equipment, and my husband, we would switch out. And after I got just like too drunk, a friend of mine, a friend of Dorsey and I's, he went ahead and he kicked off the music. So we still had a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget that you. I remember back in Yokota, you would KJ for us.
And,
post every so often. And I kind of swore that you sang. Weren't you singing?
I can't sing, but I was singing, yeah. We did when we did Dakota Idol,
Yeah,
like,
you put Idol, right? Didn't you sing? Yeah, I remember.
and then, I did the happy hours at the O Club and the E Club sometime no, I did the O Club
Oh,
happy hours, and I did the, karaoke happy hour. I
yeah,
mean, not the karaoke at the
at the
yeah.
club, A club. Yeah.
He said he couldn't log in, he said the page was frozen.
Which one on YouTube?
StreamYard
StreamYard.
that you sent to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
who can't log in?
I don't know why. Dorsey,
Who?
D3.
Oh, D3. Oh,
He
yeah.
was gonna join.
Hold on. Let me share again. Try again. Yeah, he should be able to come in. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. Try it one more time. Sorry. So yeah, we've got some good stories, some viral stories happening. We've got some mental challenges within the tennis world. We've got a little story about update with Bill Cosby, and there's a meme that came out, and I know it was floating around. I thought it just happened, but doing a little bit of research, I try to research as much as I can.
Right.
That it was actually a picture years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you have a story about what was why did all of a sudden it just kind of been
You
popular?
mean the, one of Monique?
Yeah.
Oh, it probably came up because, we can be a little petty as far as Black people. So they're probably just like, "Oh, bitch, first of all, you talking about the bonnets. What about when when you had this hair all over your legs or whatever?" So they just bringing up old shit to tell her to shut up.
Oh yeah.
But I get what she's saying though, about presenting yourself in a certain way. Because it does kind of get out of hand. So, but some people is like, I think a lot of people that responded to it negatively are probably the ratchets that can't be reached yet. But at the same time, it's like,
Yeah, it's this picture that's floating around right now. What are we talking about again? Oh yeah, the bonnets.
yeah, the bonnets. She was talking about wearing bonnets out in public. I guess it's kind of like when people used to wear the big pink hair rollers out in public. And so just presenting yourself a certain way. And so
Yeah.
she had a lot to say about that, which I get it. I get it.
Well, she has a history. It's not a secret. She has a long thing about not a long thing, but a thing about not shaving for many years.
Yeah.
And that picture was from 2010, the Golden Globes, I believe.
Oh God.
Yeah, and she just her I guess she has more important things on her mind, she said, than grooming, and she's just one of those.
Yeah,
Well,
more important things on your mind than grooming. That is gross because that can mean a whole lot of things.
mm,
Yeah, because grooming to me is like not just shaving, but washing and I don't know. I don't know if her box thing. I mean, I don't know.
well,
It's
she has that because she won an Oscar, right? So she won an Oscar,
Mhm,
and the big challenge with her is that she wasn't getting the respect that she was due. I'm on both sides. I do agree with her
mhm,
money wise,
mhm,
but
mhm,
she's not alone. And I think she tried to make it a like a racial issue, like, oh,
well,
because Black woman, but it
right.
wasn't, because we know plenty. Hey, D3, what's going on? We know plenty of other celebrities who has the curse of the Oscar, you know,
Mhm,
and that never see them afterwards. So, um, I don't know. Monique is first off, she's a comedian, right?
right.
And she became a drama, more of a dramatic role. What was the movie that called? It was a
Precious. Oh,
Precious. Yeah, oh, she was good, but she was
she
good.
was good. She was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Uh, but uh, you know, yeah, we're giving her too much of what do you call that? I think people like to troll each other and her. I know she
Yeah.
has been really relevant in the past couple of years, but whatever. Bonnets.
Yeah, because she was talking about Lee Daniels. Is it Lee Daniels, babe? Is it Oprah and Lee Daniels? They weren't giving her like they blackballed her
Yeah.
from Hollywood or whatever. But
Yeah. Now, do you guys think because she won an Oscar, she was already a strong woman at that time, very independent. Basically, she's a comedian, so she's very outspoken. So after she won
right.
an Oscar, she's more like difficult. Say difficult. What do you say?
Yeah.
Was she difficult? Too outspoken? Maybe. I don't know.
Um. Wow. She's from Baltimore. um. I don't know. I mean, what do you say, D3?
I, maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. But if that's the case, what did she really do that was really over the top? Because I'm sure she's not the only one that's been considered a diva or difficult to work
Mm,
with. So I
yeah. Yeah.
mean, there were a lot of other celebrities of I guess all races that were just they said are real difficult to work with. But what did she do that was really over the top that we really don't hear about? So either
Mhm.
way, it goes back to who you know in that type of industry. So if somebody says that they don't want to work with them again, and somebody could just throw an accusation out there, maybe she was having a bad day. I mean, maybe she was rude to somebody. I don't know, but to be completely blackballed is kind of difficult now. If you think about it, it could be the brighter side of the pandemic. She can actually put her own material out there, as a lot of people are doing. So to hang
Exactly.
on
She
to
could
that,
put her own stuff out there.
right,
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's got millions of followers, so just put
Mhm.
your own material out there. You don't have to put anybody else on blast or keep revisiting that. Do it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the things that she awkwardly called people out
Hmm.
in public versus professionally, like behind closed doors. Hey, you doing me wrong, but she let the I guess she like her being a comedian, a lot of comedians don't watch what they say a lot of times when they're openly with other people, right? So she just
Right.
but not just that, like I said, she's a very talented woman. She's still young. I mean, she still can do stuff out there. Hey, Erica, what's going on?
Hey, Erica.
Talk about
Hola.
we've been talking about Monique and how they've been giving her some flack about bonnets, and then that mem is flying around with her, yeah, in public with hairy legs. Anyway, so we ended up talking about her being still difficult and outspoken. She's always gonna be outspoken. So I look at it that mem is actually paying more attention to her again.
Yeah.
So
What's a
is that
mem?
a
Meme.
meme?
He's
A
saying
meme.
a meme.
Oh,
I'm
A
saying
meme.
meme.
Got it.
mem,
I'm getting
meme,
good at this English thing.
tomatoes, Target.
GIF, you know.
So,
Wow.
yeah, when celebrities come back with these memes or people start adding these stuff and making viral, whatever way you look at it, it's just another way of us of self promotion. You call that self promotion?
Yeah.
Well, they always say that any news is good news because that means somebody's still hearing about you.
Mm,
Right.
mm.
Talking
True.
about
But
you, they'll
who
hear
wears
about
bonnets? Who wears bonnets? That's my question.
Come to Baltimore.
It's when your hair is all jacked up and you're trying
Mhm.
to make sure it stays silky and smooth, you wear a bonnet.
Yeah.
And you don't wear it
Yeah.
outside of your house because you're supposed to wear it inside your house so that it's
Right.
like, look, I am doing self-care for myself. And then you wear it
Right.
outside. I'll do what I want. I will wear my bonnet in public.
Yep. And the slippers and all of that
And
stuff. Yeah.
slippers and the fuzzy pants. And yes,
Hmm.
it's
A
like
bonnet.
going to school in your pajamas. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to picture what a bonnet is. So,
Bonnet. Yeah. Like Bonnet Chronicles. Tammy Roman does.
I,
She responded to Monique as well, and she was saying, pretty much for that she should mind her business,
mm,
like but Monique says she's not going to because the babies need to hear her because she said that somebody told her to pull it together a long time ago and she'll never stop loving the younger Black community or whatever. So
a bonnet
it. It's a fine line in
be
that.
like,
So
yeah, a bonnet can be like a hat, like a
Mm-hmm.
Easter hat, That's a bonnet.
It looks
Oh,
like a
It can,
chef's
but
hat.
no, the bonnet they're talking about is the kind that's meant to wear over your hair, like if
Yeah,
you're wearing curlers. So
yeah.
that's the kind of bonnet she means.
Like look up Bonnet Chronicles. Yeah, and you'll see Tammy Roman. She does it.
oh, full satin bonnet. Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
Floyd,
different.
you do hair. You're supposed to know about bonnets.
Well, yeah,
You
but
really should know about
I'm not
bonnets.
totally. Yeah, I know what that is. I didn't know what bonnet she was talking about, but that you wear that in the salon. You don't wear it outside, do you?
They
Exactly.
do.
That's the
Yeah, you're
point.
supposed to. Yeah, that's why she was
Uh,
tripping.
Yeah.
got you.
Being in the airport, having on bonnets, and I mean, I wouldn't personally do it, but
And
you see
fuzzy
people
slippers.
doing that. Yeah,
Fuzzy.
fuzzy slip. Yeah,
Yeah, like do rags. I get that. You know, you're trying to get that wave in your hair, and people
That's
wear
yeah.
it
He's
that's
around.
like,
not
don't.
me though.
Nope.
No,
It's like,
it
well,
shouldn't
it's
be.
like when
Shouldn't be
my
me
my
personally.
auntie used to do my hair. She used to
Yeah.
have a problem with like she would be like get stuck in the middle. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like have half my braids done, and then she'd be like, "That's fine. Just put the bonnet on. We're gonna go get some more hair." And we would go to the store
Yeah,
with the bonnet on because I didn't want to
I
go
can
around looking
see that.
like
I
that.
can
But
see
yeah,
people. I can see people doing that going to a hair store
Mm,
yeah,
because you're
that
going
was
to a hair
different.
store.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I can see that.
yeah. Yeah. So
just hanging out.
basically, what he's saying is there are some people out there from the salon or from their house have their head is full curlers, and they walk out to go to Walmart or whatever, do errands,
Anywhere. Yeah.
all that, anywhere. Okay, but not
Yep.
like the club or anything, right? They don't go to church and
Uh,
It could happen in Baltimore.
there's a possibility. Yeah,
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 that's
I
what.
would
Yeah.
believe that in Baltimore for sure.
Yep.
Baltimore. Wow,
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
they see
Well,
it as a fashion statement.
mm,
Yeah.
Oh, they've
Baltimore's like
got
another planet.
flowers and stripes, and they've got all kinds of colors. So
wow, wow. I mean, hey, I'm not surprised now with all the fashion that's recycling and just coming back. Loud right now. Loud clothes and tight tight clothes are in right now, right? Like the '80s are back.
Yep.
'80s are back. Yeah.
dude, everything's back, man. You can't
One
say.
moment.
I was like, so my daughter went to the mall yesterday with a bunch of her friends, and she was the only one wearing pants and like a sweatshirt. She was the only one that was wearing that. The other girls all had these itty bitty skirts on, like all the way across the board. And I was like, now that's like reminiscent of like 90s when they were wearing the high socks and
Mm.
the little short shorts skirts again. And I was like, thank goodness I have a little weirdo. I love it.
Now, D3, you can agree with me or don't agree with me, please. And maybe Erica too. Like, I never wore jeans with rips on them. Like, purposely bought jeans with rips on it. Now, it was on sale at Aeropostale. I said, all right, let me check it out. But it wasn't full on, like you can see my kneecaps and my buttocks, whatever. Like it was still covered, but it was ripped. So
Well,
D3, are
no,
you?
I would buy them without rips and make them ripped.
Thank you. That's exactly what we would do.
Buy
Me
what
at
and
the
make
same
them
time.
rip? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Jeans.
Jeans with the ripped holes with like
Yeah, I would never buy them that way. I was like, dude, why am I buying them like that? I'm like, I'm going to screw
I
them up.
do.
That's
I
what
buy
I do.
them.
I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to jack these up. I promise. And then they'll look stressed, and I did it myself. And I don't have to pay
Right.
for it.
yeah. Well, I
Yep.
remember back in the days. Come on, like but like I said, I used to be a big hair metal guy at one time, early my
hmm
middle
But
school.
even then, I still ripped my own pants up.
Yeah, yeah. Rip your jeans, rip your jean jacket, just to stress it a little bit. Yeah, yeah. But they take it too far. These people, I understand distress, but right? Come on, guys, girls. Like some people take like
No, some are
the
missing like the whole
the
pant
whole
leg
the
from
whole
like the
thigh,
shin up to the thigh. And you're like,
Yeah.
the butt,
Yeah.
the butt. You
Or
can see the
you don't rip
pocket
it
of
to where you
the
actually
pocket.
see the pocket from the
Exactly.
yeah.
Right.
Oh no,
That's
they've gone too far. They have.
too
I
much.
agree.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What we used
That's
to do
it,
was
Definitely.
youngsters. You've gone
I
too far.
had an Ohio State jacket, and it was silver and red. So I
Mm.
call myself coordinating a little bit. So I had to rip pants to leave jeans, but I wore red sweatpants underneath it to match my jacket. Now that you
Yeah.
could
I
be
Yeah.
knew
cool or
so
whatever
many
like
dudes
that.
that used to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but in the you try that in the summer months in Maryland, you're gonna cook. So I mean, it was definitely a seasonal thing. But I mean, I thought I was King Poop. So
You can say shit, it's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
King shit. You know how many yards I had to cut to get that wardrobe, man.
yeah, I know.
I'm showing everybody. I'm wearing this till it stink.
Hey, you know, like, come on, raise your hand. I've got clothes from 1999, 2000. I got jeans still. Like, I don't know why I have them, but I still have them. They're still,
Yeah,
I don't.
they're still blue. Well,
Mine don't
yeah,
fit.
I can still barely fit them, but I can fit
But
them.
you're the same size, Floyd. You haven't changed.
exactly. I was
Well,
like,
then have a
dear
baby or
God.
something.
Yeah.
Or just even have like
My
PMS or something like that. You know what I'm
Overalls,
saying?
overalls are in, so I have one of them. I saw the overall. I'm gonna rock it
Yeah.
one day with the belt. You know, you wear the belt too. One down. Anyways.
Yeah, even the overall shorts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, I was looking on
with
eBay.
airbrush
Yeah.
forceps on it.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
I had
bag.
my husband airbrush some pants for me. We did a throwback party a couple years ago, and I had him. He airbrushed a troll on the leg for me, and put my name on the other leg, and it looks so cool. I was like, man, those were the
Oh,
days.
wow.
Some BK.
Yes.
Well, no.
Double tongue.
I saw on TikTok people like, oh, I'm raiding my mom and dad's closet for all these neat 90s clothes. So vintage. Vintage? Like, fuck. Well, yeah, 20 years ago. So vintage. So
It's like that was like yesterday. It's not 20 years ago. Don't ever say that again.
I know. Well, Snoop Dogg, you know, with his Chronic album, that's vintage, man. That's classic. It's, you know, what's classic radio, classic music is hip hop and R&B in the 90s to us. So
Yes.
Yeah. Velvet Blue.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I told you guys, like, I mean, if it like my goal now is to watch as many concerts as I can, big, small. I watch what was it, Boys to Men back in Tokyo, which they always go to. So I'm waiting for New Edition or BBD, whatever ensemble they have together. I'm gonna watch them, Bobby Brown and BBD. But I heard they're all gonna come together. New Edition. They're just waiting for egos to calm down with Johnny Gill and Rap Chazavon and all those guys. So
Yeah.
See,
I think
but
it was
that's just
mainly
it.
about
They come and go though. It's like soon as like 3 of them are cool, one of them isn't, and then as soon as those 4 are cool, then the other one isn't, and then it's like they go through this cycle. Because we saw them out here in Sacramento, and they were doing their thing. They had Bobby Brown, you know,
BBD.
they had most of them, and then like one of them was missing. There's always like one that just won't conform. It's like, not today, bitches.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's Ralph now. Ralph and Johnny Gill. Just, you know, Bobby's like, I don't care, whatever, man. I'm old. Shit, I need money, and let's just do this. But yeah, so I know there's a lot of 80s and 90s revivals of crews still going, like En Vogue and SWV, and then we have Yokota. Not Jodeci. It was oh my god, Silk. Were you guys there? Yeah, we had for New Year's. Silk came through. Genuine was there also on Yokota. I think after Silk. Yeah, Silk was full.
You said about what, 10 minutes from us?
What'd you say?
Yeah, he still stays about 10 minutes from us. I was talking to Lonzo about that last week.
Oh, Genuine?
Yeah. Genuine?
Yeah.
Is it Waldorf?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brandywine, actually.
Nice. Well, I want to see Brandy, H-Town. I'm not sure we can have Crisscross come back out again, but I don't know. No.
They only got one member left.
Oh, yeah. One passed away. Yeah, one passed away. Yeah.
So just Cross or just Chris?
It's one of them.
I think.
I don't know. Was it a dark skin one that died?
Right.
I don't even know.
It was.
You just have left.
Yeah.
I think his name was Chris. Yeah.
I think they're both.
Yeah, I never knew. Both of their names was Chris, right? But I just don't know where the cross came from.
Yeah. They're just Chris Cross. Get it? Chris Cross. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what you meant.
All right, Carlo, you had an update with Bill Cosby. I know we haven't heard from him in a while. Bill Cosby just got denied, right? Parole.
Parole. Yeah, he just got denied parole because he didn't want to participate in a sexual predator. was it a class prevention or something like that? It was sex offenders and violence prevention. And he didn't want to do it because he said it's like an admittance of guilt, and he's still trying to say that he's saying that he's innocent. So that's why. And I'm just like, dude, you are like 83 years old. You got like 3 days left. Just cut it out. Just do it.
Yeah,
You know,
it literally does.
the way I see it, you might as well stay in there because he ain't got no bills.
Bill ain't got no bills.
Well,
yeah. As soon as he comes out of there, he's gonna have a hell of a lot of bills because he's gonna have civil suits coming out of his ass.
Yep, Camille gonna be pregnant. No, I'm just playing. No, she's not.
So
he have ghetto twins.
Yeah, right. Well, Bill Cosby in his younger years. Come on, man. I'm not condoning what he did. What he did, I'm pretty sure not all of it, maybe some happened, whatever. But like he was the only one. So my thing is,
right. I mean, I feel like all that shit happened. I feel like a lot of that stuff happened. My whole thing with that is some of them bitches back then, they knew what they were coming. How do you return? She said, and then I came back. You came back for what? So
you know what she came back for? Money. Didn't get it. Now she mad.
Yeah.
He was like
exactly
79, 80 years old. Like, well, what do you expect to get by the time he's 80 years old?
Yeah, and so my thing back then, I mean, it's already America's so racist, but then it was worse. If it was like that when it came to those white women back then, he would have been hemmed up. Even if he was a star, he would have been hemmed up if they came out with those allegations back then. So I call bullshit on a lot of them. And so just leave that man alone right now.
Yeah, hard times, whatever. Probably whatever. Yeah.
Still looking crazy up in there.
He sure is, man. Yeah. And like I said, he was one of the rock stars back then. It was him and Richard Pryor, and
Sidney Poitier.
And Sidney Poitier, but Bill Cosby was one of the bigger stars because he was supposed to be cleaner. He was more family oriented.
He was the family dad. He was everybody's favorite family dad. That's why he got hemmed up.
And then he was a hypocrite too, because if you think about it, he was all saying, "Don't say this." He didn't want the comedians to say, curse and all that other kind of stuff. But you like slipping girls, stuff and like shit. They go home and whatever. But yeah.
Well, Cosby is serving a 3 to 10 year sentence. I don't understand the laws there, but so like in 3 years he can be in probation. I don't understand.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they probably had a hard time trying to nail him to the wall on it because it was so long ago. It's literally a he said, she said,
Yeah, and that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. He said they didn't have like any evidence. It was just what she said.
Yeah.
And so because they didn't present evidence against him, he's like, no, I'm not going to take those, classes, because that's an admittance.
They're doing the exact same thing for Deshaun Watson out of Houston.
Oh yeah,
It's still off of hearsay. But my thing is, you still don't put yourself as a man. You still don't put yourself in that position. You always leave a door open. And you think about it. Anytime you go to like a medical facility in the military, you always got a male and a female chaperone. You got all of that too. So where does discernment come from? And that's one question.
Good question.
So the next question is, let me ask y'all this. So if Bill Cosby was America's dad, who is America's dad now? Who would y'all say would be a nominee for that?
James from Good Times.
I got him and Al Bundy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Al Bundy. I would say Al Bundy. Yeah.
Yeah, because both of them
James Good Time. He's still alive. He's still kicking.
He is.
Good, strong.
Bundy.
Yeah.
No
Al Bundy.
Good call, because that was like my show, man. Back in the day, I was like, you know what? They're like us. They are completely dysfunctional. This is perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, nothing about life is perfect. This is exactly how a family really is. And they're like, hi, kids. You cook anything, Mom? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that show, which I love watching when I was younger, Good Times. And what's that one, Mr. Jefferson?
Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons, yeah. Those, yeah. Those,
You know, the
like,
one with Mr. Jefferson.
yeah, Mr. Jefferson, yeah, that guy, but those shows were so like on point of like a lot of
Right.
people from the pretty much on the East Coast, right? And it's
Mhm.
amazing how
Mhm.
that in the 70s was allowed to happen. You know, think about now. I mean,
Mhm.
what shows can you name that is real raw? That
The
can
Upshaws.
compare to those 70s, huh?
The Upshaws trying to be that way.
Yeah.
The
There's a whole
Upshaws.
bunch.
Ooh.
There's a whole bunch trying to be legit, but some of them are, you know, like Netflix shows. They're like way more, you know, raw than a lot of the ones that you can see on like standard TV. I
Mhm.
was like, I love the
Like
fact
the
that
Lasso G.
the which one?
Lasso G
G.
with Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so,
there's,
yeah.
And Tiffany Haddish. Yeah.
I
You
was
know
like,
what?
there's a bunch of them.
Well, you know what the problem is? I haven't been watching lots of TV in the past 10 years because there's so many. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like back then, there was like ABC, NBC, CBS, and maybe Time Life, whatever. And they came on when they had you had to watch them that day, or else unless you
Right.
ordered it. So like I can remember a lot of TV shows back then, but right now it's like, what do I start with?
Oh yeah,
I've seen
Yeah.
2 episodes of Game of Thrones. Walking
2.
Dead, Game of Walking Dead. I stopped after Glenn died. You
Oh
know,
my God, that broke my heart. Let me tell you
when Glenn
that,
died, he didn't
and
just
like,
die. He didn't freaking die. He got right into the head.
yeah,
See,
that
I
was
didn't
like
watch
the
Walking Dead. I
worst.
just never got into it, so I was like, meh,
Oh my
next.
God.
Yeah, right, Carl. I mean, right now you got HBO. You got HBO Max. You've got Hulu. You
Yep.
got Amazon Premium. You got Disney. Plus. I don't know, man. Like, where do you start? And like
Hulu.
some
You got
shows, like,
Hulu,
they don't.
Paramount. I
Yeah,
mean,
you can't get into it. You have to be like invest a lot of time and sit there. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know.
The Handmaid's Tale.
I mean,
oh yeah. Well,
yeah,
see, you
Girl.
know, in order to like kind of stay in like the groove with wherever my kids are, unfortunately, I like really screwed up and I turned them into weebs, aka anime nerds.
yeah.
So, like, they are so deep into anime that like I'm trying to play catch up just because they're streaming these shows like faster than I can get a hold of them. And I'm like, dude, they're like, we finished that show already. Oh man, we don't get next season until like May. And I'm like, dude, I like watched one episode and then I did the laundry and cooked the food and did all the things. And they're like, yeah, we already finished Hunter. I was like, well, damn, dude, I haven't even started. I'm still in the middle of Demon Slayer. Catch up. Dang. You know, I feel like a kid, like, it's no fair, guys. Wait up.
Yep. That's how Ariel is too. And she's 25. So
Okay.
She'll
Yeah,
walk
there's just
upstairs
too.
and look at us and like, y'all slow.
I mean,
yeah, she'll be in the kitchen like
yeah,
she'll look back at us and we're just catching up and we'll like she'll stay there just for the shock factor to see us respond. And then she'll be like, oh, I knew I was gonna so
yeah. I mean, I do like it. Like when I have a moment or a day. Like, you know what? I have this whole season. All right, I want to watch this whole
Mhm.
season. It's kind of cool that way. But so far, it's so many choices you have. You know, you got
Mhm.
vampires and witches and goblins and dragons and
And some have
Right.
vampires, witches, and goblins, and werewolves, and were everything, and were panthers. And I was like, Jiminy, all right.
You're watching this new Riverdale. This is not the Riverdale that I read. What the hell is this? Archie? The hell is this?
Archie,
You got,
kind of a badass. There you go. All right.
yeah. You got some gay characters in here? What's going on here? And Jughead? Like, oh no, Riverdale is off the chain. Like, I don't know. And they got Teen Wolf as a TV show. You got Charmed back again.
Yeah, but I can't watch that new Charmed. It's making me mad, so I just stopped.
Didn't they redo Sabrina?
Yes,
They did, but that was so cool. They went
It's
full
dark.
dark side.
Darker.
It's way darker. Yeah, it is.
I was
All
like,
right,
that's
guys.
how it should be.
One last story here with that Carla brought up is Naomi
Naomi Osaka.
Osaka. So backstory here: she is one of the top 5, or even number 1 in the women's world. Right? She is half Japanese, and I believe dad is half
Haitian.
Haitian. That's right. Now I forgot. So Haitian.
Mhm.
So she represents all of the women and all the Japanese and all the people. And so, what's the story behind that, Carla?
Well, she was fined $15,000 for declining to talk to the media. Right? Is that no, Dorsey?
Yes.
No. Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I'm just
she
shaking my
was
head.
fined.
Let me leave her the hell alone.
Oh,
That's
so
how I
yeah,
feel.
she was fined for not talking to the media because she was protecting her mental health. And I know Piers Morgan, he said something about her, like she's a, what did he say? He said she's a spoiled brat or something like that, and was just calling BS on it.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's just now they're on board with letting her take care of her mental health, like the which is good because before they were like fining her for not talking to the media.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing that think about it, Marshawn Lynch was going through too with the
Yeah.
NFL. So you
Yeah.
mean to tell
Yeah,
me that I have to speak to somebody if I'm not feeling up to it or something like that, and I lash out, and then that's more stuff that I'll probably get fined for too. So I mean, just leave her alone. Yeah, you don't feel like it.
yeah,
You don't feel like it. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well,
They say,
because of her celebrity status, and because of of her position in the social media, she asks really tough questions. She's not asked like r- questions all about tennis. She represents a beacon of light for
right.
a lot of people. Women, a black Asian woman, Japanese, multiracial. When these for her, I'm pretty sure it's not the most regular interviews. If it was, say, I'm sorry to say, if it was a regular white person saying,
Mhm.
so she feel, I'm pretty sure she feels like everything she has to say or comment on, it's going to be an impact to somebody. Like her words really matter, and so she's holding back. She doesn't know what to say. Plus, she's a world class tennis player. She's trying to get in the game mode. I lost.
Right.
I'm trying to win. Blah blah blah. And so,
In the
um,
zone. She's
yeah,
in
yeah.
her zone. Yeah.
So
So
when you're in the spotlight, it happens to a lot of celebrities. We think like, oh, they're rich. Yeah, but they're always on. Like they're always on. Like everybody's on them all the time.
yeah, living their life out loud. I mean, it's like everybody, they're under a microscope. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah,
the
because a
point of like,
celebrity, the first thing you lose is privacy.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like when you have these paparazzis asking you questions or invading your privacy, like I can't
Mhm.
sit, I can't eat, I can't shop. And I'm trying to get in the mode. And I'm an athlete. I'm not like I don't make movies stuff like that, right? I'm an athlete. I
Right.
have to be in the zone. But I'm sure she's pretty tired because they ask her the same questions over, over and over again, and they're not easy.
Exactly.
Very hard questions to answer all the time. So, but I don't know. I don't see why people are giving her shit about that. I'm like, okay,
I
Well,
don't
I
know
mean,
because
Piers Morgan, he had a lot to say about when Meghan Markle, and I think he's a butthole. I think he was the main person that gave her the most. He's an idiot.
I just think a lot of people forget that a lot of the times people are still, in a mindset when they're doing sports and they're doing different things. And it's like, I'm like, I don't have time for this. True story, Carl.
Carl is a mess.
um,
Change.
yeah. Lately, man, I don't know. I Pierce Morgan is, he had a scene where he walked out because some reporter, his news anchor, was like, calling him
Yeah,
out. Like he literally just walked. Oh, it was over the princess. What's her name?
yeah,
Uh,
Markle.
Margot.
Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah,
It's like
yeah. So
Pierce Morgan was like entirely always attacking her.
yeah,
And
and then he stormed out over. It wasn't about the show Underwood thing, was it?
Oprah. It
Or
was
was
bro.
it?
I think it was after
Okay,
Oprah.
it was okay. Well, I know he stormed out and quit his job over something like a couple months ago. Yeah,
Because she didn't
Mm,
he's
want him. That's what that was. He was just
yeah.
a a spurned dude that was in the friend zone and didn't know how to get out. So
That's right.
he was jealous of Prince Harry.
Probably,
Mhm.
probably.
He was in the friend zone because she left being with him at dinner to go to a party that
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Both got stuck. Oh man. Well, yeah. So, yeah, celebrities. It's not just her. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities out there that have stress because they speak for a lot of people, and they're always on, right? I mean, how tiring that is. I mean, I think Kevin Hart said it best before. Like, he doesn't sleep. Like, what is he? He's always on. He's traveling here, traveling there, traveling here, doing press conferences. He's laughing. What I'm saying. And then one of the biggest things is that he tries to be as positive as possible without staying out of way politics, staying away from controversies and all that. But he's willing to make mistakes, right? Remember when he got caught when he got caught in the club in Vegas? Remember, with some girl and
Who's this?
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that
Oh
because
yeah, I
my
remember that. Mhm.
I think there's very little about Kevin Hart that I know besides, what's like on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah. He's everywhere. Well, he has a whole social media person that follows him and adds stuff for him. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, celebrities. I mean, guys, leave her alone. They're gonna have moments. She's a top of her game. She's a top athlete. Yes, she represents Haiti. She represents America by default because she's black, and she also represents Japan. So, three things
And
to.
she's young.
Yeah, she's very young. I mean, how old is she?
She's
Like
young. Yeah.
18, 19? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly how old she, but she's young. And I mean, mental health is so important now. It really is.
Mm.
at least she was able to recognize it early too. Say, look, something going on. I need, hey, no, give me some time.
I can barely hear you, D.
No, I was saying that I'm glad she was able to recognize it before things got completely out of hand, to where her health got worse. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think
True, true.
let's give our celebrities and those in the spotlight some time off sometimes, man. It, whatever. It's crazy. All right, so Leslie just opened up a new shop, and so she's been busy the past couple months. So here's
All
Leslie
right.
from My Lucky Karma with the crystal of the week.
Hey guys, it's me, Leslie, bringing you the crystal of the week. This week's crystal is Rainbow Moonstone, and Rainbow Moonstone is connected to our third eye and crown chakra, making it an excellent aid for meditation as it helps to calm the physical mind from chatter and overthinking that so often interferes with a peaceful meditation. It allows us to be in the present time and space with no distraction. Rainbow Moonstone brings balance, harmony, and hope while enhancing creativity, compassion, endurance, and inner confidence. Rainbow Moonstone is also believed to help in strengthening intuition and psychic perception, aiding in visions of things that aren't immediately obvious. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and swing by our My Lucky Karma shop. Keep spreading your love and light, and until next time, namaste.
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 Exactly.
Have you guys done yoga?
All the time.
Yes, I have.
I mean, I see your chakra, Erica.
Oh, the mandala back there.
Yeah, you guys do yoga. D3, you do yoga.
He doesn't. I have a
the
yoga room.
yogurt. Oh, yeah.
Yogurt.
Frozen, not stirred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
good for stretching, meditation, grounding. The
It's great for
crystal.
building muscle too.
Yeah. For those of us who are getting
Mm.
older, the stretches, from our lower back to our traps.
The muscle hasn't happened for me yet.
Yeah.
You said for those of us. I'm like, yeah, all of us, brah.
Yeah,
All of us.
and it's
Mm.
good for sexual health, they say. Because you meditate, yoga. So, anyways,
Nothing like masturbation and yoga. I agree. Wait,
you think
I
orgasm.
tap.
All right, guys, we've got our top 5. One of our favorite we introduced debuted last week, and that's the time when my mic just fell down for whatever reason, just fell down. So top 5. I watch a lot of TV. I think we all do. I was a latchkey kid, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and probably stopped when I joined the Air Force, watching a lot of TV. But our top 5 for this week. All right, Erica, what's our top 5 today?
so our top 5 this week, we're going to be discussing your top 5 childhood cartoons.
Ooh.
They don't have to be in any particular order, but your top 5 childhood cartoons. Now, like Floyd was saying, most of us were latchkey kids at that time because our parents had to work and we couldn't go with them. So we'd come home from school and there was usually a lineup on TV of a couple of them that were always in order. And this is the way that they went down. And you were like, I'm going to get my snack. I'm going to set up. I'm going to make sure that I'm ready for my show because this is how it goes down.
Yeah.
I was like, so who wants to go first?
I'll go. Let me go. Okay, so no particular order. Those that I really remember watching and remember were Saturday morning cartoons or whatever, afternoon cartoons. So I would say Smurfs.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Littles. We are the Little.
Mhm.
Right? Littles.
That means you had
G.I.
Nickelodeon. That's what
Yeah.
that means.
G.I. Joe. The
Winning,
original.
always a winner.
He-Man. That's number 4, right? He-Man.
Mhm.
And then the 5th one. I'm gonna say, oh wow. Oh, Voltron.
Voltron. In all form,
Oh,
the
you mean
head.
Yes.
you mean the lions, not the cars, right?
Oh, the
Yeah.
Lions. Yeah.
Ooh,
Voltron.
okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
And for honorable mention, G-Force. Well, is that the same thing? No, it's not. G-Force.
No,
There's
different.
Voltron and then G-Force. Yeah. So mine.
Oh, yeah. Those are good ones.
Yeah. What else next? Carla, D3.
Okay. So I'm gonna say Johnny Quest,
Ooh.
the Jetsons,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Flintstones, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Let me think of another one. Woody Woodpecker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you get whale school. Yeah.
And honorable, I'm gonna have to say Roadrunner. Beep beep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let me give you mine.
That's their whole it's there was a couple shows. It wasn't just one, like Roadrunner. It was with the big rooster, Yosemite Sam.
I'll say,
Oh yeah, that was
I'll say, boy, nice kid, but about as sharp as a bowling
Foghorn.
ball.
Yeah.
Foghorn
Yeah,
Leghorn.
Warner
And
Brothers.
Prissy.
Warner Brothers, yes.
Pepe Le Pew. Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, they canceled him.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He got canceled.
But now he's
He
a
was
rapist.
36.
Psh, okay, great.
Technically. No.
Well, they're like, oh, she didn't want it. It's assault. I'm like, it's a cartoon, you renobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not real.
I know. So my thing about cartoons at this time was if it had a bomb ass theme song, I was all in. So you know how they were. They were like, they would pump out the theme song and then pump out the show. Then there would be a cereal and there would be a this and there would be a that. And everything would just come along with it. There would be like a doll and a this. And I was like, number 1 on my list was DuckTales. Because I don't care who you were, you all knew that song. Woo!
Yes.
The danger lurks behind you. I was like, that was my jam. I was like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, also my jam. Because again, catchy theme song, nifty little items, cereal that went along with it. It was awesome. It was like all of the things that went together. Smurfs, also a good one because they also had a cereal and toys.
Yeah.
I was like, I was literally just a child of commercialism. I know this, and that's fine. I know this, and that's fine. I was like, there are some that, you had to do, and then there were ones that had the series and movies. So Care Bears.
The Care Bear
Oh,
Stare.
Care Bear Stare. That was my
Yes.
jam. And I had all of the movies, and I only had like one of the stuffed animals because my parents were in the military and they were both enlisted, so I didn't get shit. So I used to go over to the officer's kid's house, and that's how I got my shit done. I'd be like, wait a minute, you have a Barbie dream house. I'll be over in a few. Anyway.
That's the way to do it.
My ultra fave, She-Ra. I love She-Ra. I love She-Ra. I was like, I did. And I was like, because my brother had He-Man and he had the Castle Grayskull. He had all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that, bro. I like She-Ra. Yeah. I don't care what she's wearing or what she's riding. But
I remember that, She-Ra.
Yeah, she was the bomb.
That was your 5?
She's got a real
my 5.
Yeah. So that was She-Ra. She-Ra. You said She-Ra. What else?
I said DuckTales.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Smurfs. The Care Bears and She-Ra.
Wow. All right, D3. I'm curious. What's your top 5 cartoons?
Take y'all for a quick loop, real quick. We're gonna age ourselves a little bit. My number 1 all the way around is Schoolhouse Rock.
Ooh.
Technically, it was.
That was a cartoon.
I'm just a bill.
That's when the learning
bill on
Capitol Hill.
Conjunction Junction. Yep.
What's your function?
Mine was
songs. That's where it's at.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Verb and so I pulled out my adjectives.
With adjectives.
Yeah, that it was a cartoon, but it was it wasn't like a show. It was like a PSA
right
for us to learn in between.
Right.
Cartoons. Yeah.
Still great. I feel that.
Right.
That's timeless.
It was fun to learn. That's what
oh
I
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
That's my ultimate favorite, but I also liked like you said, G.I. Joe, because no one's half that.
Yes.
Between that, I also like Thundercats.
Oh
yeah.
So,
Thundercats.
Didn't they say they're gonna have a TV show out of that, or a TV show, movie, or something like that?
They did it like a reboot. I think it was on USA about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really advertised or anything like that, so it really didn't take off. But hey, it just tripped me out about like everybody on there, and the same thing with He-Man. Even the beasts of the bad guys, everybody had muscles.
Yeah.
So that kind of fascinated me too. So that was interesting.
Well, see, that's why I like that's why I like the female characters in Thundercats, because they had muscles too. I was like, that's right. Chitara, beat their ass.
Yeah, Charles was bad. Yeah, was it Wily Cat and Wily Kit? Yeah.
And Snarf, you can't forget Snarf.
Snarf. Yeah. And I used to like Thundar the Barbarian too, because he was already set. No matter what, all he wanted to do was go fight something. But then everybody else was trying to tell him to think about it first. He just wanted to fight. He didn't care.
By the power of Thundera.
Yeah, he just want to fight. Yeah, he just want to scrap. And we all know somebody in the neighborhood that was like that too.
Mm-hmm.
They don't think they just want to swing on somebody. So it's kind of relatable. So that's 4, and I think my last one was it's kind of tough, but I would say Fat Albert.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
And I'm gonna sing a song for you.
Yes.
But I'm still trying. But think about it too, from an adult standpoint. You imagine how strong Fat Albert had to be to squeeze a radiator, make a noise. Think about it. He was squeezing a radiator. That's all metal. That dude was strong.
He was strong.
Sitting there with a radiator, just
yeah.
Hey, leave Fat Albert alone. That ain't all fat.
I know. like I said, during that time in the 70s, right? Fat Albert and Good Times. Those were a lot of.
Yeah, it was Bill Cosby production.
Yep.
Hey,
They had the
Yeah.
brown hornet in there too.
Wubba
They had the
abba
brown
yuba
hornet.
duba ebing.
Yes. What was his
The
name?
brown hornet.
The guy that
Yeah.
talked like that.
The guy with the hat.
Iba doba wubba yuba duba ebing.
Mushmouth. That was Mushmouth.
Mushmouth. Yeah.
Mushmouth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And all those characters were based off of people from his neighborhood that he grew up with. So that was actually based on his story.
Yeah, man. Bill.
So
really-
if you had to reboot that, if you had to reboot Bill Cosby, that the cartoon, how would it be like today?
Dude. I was like, you couldn't reboot that even if you tried because there's so many stereotypes and they would just be like,
Everybody
this
is
is all
soft.
racist. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
They wouldn't, there's no way.
What a black man gotta talk like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why doesn't he sound
Exactly.
educated? I'm like, come on. It was a different time. You couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many things you
It's like
just couldn't recreate.
Colin and I was talking about yesterday. We were watching an episode of In Living Color. Can you imagine if they redid Men on Film today?
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Hated it.
Hated it.
Hated it.
Yes.
Two
That's like
steps and around the world.
You know,
Yeah.
I think that show can come back. I think we're at the point where at that because TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram, it's like that. It's like Mad TV and A Living Color. It's short little comics about society right now. You would think that the Wayne Brothers like, you know what? Let's try to bring. I know if they could, they would bring it back, but they could bring it back on YouTube. Just develop themselves.
I was like, they've tried to bring back too many things. It's time for something similar, but a little different. That's the thing. It's like everyone's like they tried to bring Roseanne back and she stuffed herself into a closet in a hot second by screwing it up like just that fast. I was like, should have been a different show anyway. You know, I'm
Well,
like, you guys
it is now. It is now.
rebooting this stuff isn't working.
Yeah, well, what do you call that? Full House came back with the
Yeah,
girls.
Fuller House.
Fuller
I'm
House.
like,
Oh, really?
yes.
What's the little girls? Mary Kate and Ashley?
No.
Yeah. And no, the girls aren't there. It's just like all of the adults that were in the house at the time. I was like, that's because you couldn't get them. Lame sauce, y'all.
Right.
Two sisters, the best friend, and then the uncles and dads every so often pop in every so often. But
Just
it's
like,
very,
nah.
yeah, it's very
Oh,
adult.
wow.
It's a very adult
Let it
themey,
go.
but
Let it go.
still in conjunction with what it was before. So
That's like
Yeah, but
bringing back silver spoons or something.
oh, talk about that motherfucker. That guy was
He's been in
Yeah.
the news lately.
yeah, he was in what was it, Costco or something like that. He was hardcore. He looked like disheveled. I don't know. He was in a TV show only a couple years ago, and now he looks like homeless guy.
But he was supporting that one guy that shot the people. What's his name? What's the guy's name that was sponsoring? He was
Kyle House, right?
I don't
That was
know.
Ricky Shorter supporting that guy that killed those people. Yeah.
But I digress.
Yeah,
We
he
were
doing
talking
that
about
to his
your
legal fund,
favorite
yeah.
cartoons there, D3.
Yeah, and we went to Ricky Shorter.
Yeah, that's what,
yeah.
I was like,
fine.
we
That's
literally,
fine.
there was a hell of a ride down that
Adderall
digress.
crash. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm ADHD.
Well, no, yeah, those cartoons. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, you guys remember Strawberry Shortcake?
Yes,
Jim.
Punky. Yeah.
Jim is excitement and whatever. And then
Jim, it's Jim.
The A-Team had a cartoon too.
The 18.
A-Team, WWF
They
had
did.
their own cartoons. WWF
They
had
did.
their own cartoons with Roddy Piper and what else?
And then my cousins had the WWE wrestling buddies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Muppet Babies. They had all types of stuff.
Yeah,
oh, the
Muppet
Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies. Yeah.
We'll
that was-
make your dream come true.
Yep.
and it wasn't a
Yeah,
cartoon,
he got
but it was a
Animaniacs.
what do you call it? Puppet.
Yeah.
Yes.
The what do you call that? The Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock was dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I love Fraggle Rock. I love Fraggles.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, Wascally Fwaggles.
I used to love the song at the beginning.
It's trashy. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Land of the Lost, would you say?
No, it's
HR
like
Puff and stuff.
Chili Willy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
That was
remember they had the
WB2.
Bugaloos too.
yeah. I remember the
Bugaloos.
Bugaloos.
Ugly, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all
Well,
are old, man.
we old. But look, in all honesty, like you said, I'm with Erica too. Like, it has a good theme song, has a good show. It's kind of corny, but we need those kind of shows. Now you see the shows now, they're like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? It's so deep, dark, innuendos. Like even the
Oh, yeah.
cartoons is like that. What was that the half dog, half cat?
Oh,
That's
Cat Dog.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I watching? I don't understand what I'm watching here. And the shark with the clam and the mermaid. I don't know. I'm watching what my nieces and nephews are watching, but like, I don't know. Cartoons are way
What
off.
about Beavis and Butthead? Did that count as
Yeah,
a cartoon?
for
Oh,
that,
for sure.
yeah, for that, that's
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, can I do an honorable mention?
Oh yeah,
Beavis,
go ahead.
I mean, not Beavis Butthead, but Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were
Yeah,
Ren and Stimpy
hardcore on
was
MTV.
amazing.
they were hardcore. South Park.
South Park,
Man.
definitely.
I was
Yeah.
like, but Ren
Yeah.
and Stimpy was hardcore on MTV, and then they moved it over to Nickelodeon. They were like, we could probably make this less adult. I'm like,
That really, those like three
No.
cartoons, Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy, and then what's the other one? Those really kind of
they're
paved the
cult
way.
classics now.
Yeah, they paved the way for all these other cartoons and made it more raunchier. Even SpongeBob. If you really watch SpongeBob, like what the hell are you guys talking about?
Right.
Imagination.
He wasn't bad either.
Yeah.
Yeah. King of
All
the
right.
Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So since we're really big time lovers of TV shows and the 70s, 80s, and 90s, so we have a new segment that we debuted last week. It's called Name That TV Tune. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot sing, and I will admit to that. I'll leave that to Erica and Carla. But
I can't sing.
yeah, it makes it better. It makes it better for you to guess, and you probably will get this. All right, here goes. I would say this came out in the 90s, so I'll give that hint. It's a rare condition this day and age.
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
That's right, Carla. You got that. Yeah.
Game on. That's good. Family Matters. So here's a little snippet.
You can throw another one.
What was the characters?
Eddie, Mr. Winslow, Urkel, Laura.
Laura.
Now he could be the father, American father of our time still, because you never heard about that. Like, yeah. What's his name? James Winslow.
Carl Winslow, darling.
Oh, Carl Winslow.
Sorry. And I'm like,
Carl. Yeah.
Okay. One more.
And now he's Stefan Urkel.
Whatever happened to that guy? He never done anything else. Urkel, what's his name?
Jaleel White. Yeah. He did a bunch of stuff afterwards.
He started popping again, actually.
He did, yeah.
Oh, isn't the girlfriend that died?
Which girl?
The girlfriend, Urkel's girlfriend. That girl that played the one.
Oh yeah. She did die. She had like cancer or something.
Oh man.
The lighter skinned one that was his girlfriend. What was her name? Myra, maybe.
The one that kept chasing Urkel. I'm sorry. It wasn't the girlfriend.
I think her name was Myra in the show.
Yeah.
Myra was when Steve became a girl, right? Wasn't it?
Oh, you're right. That is the Myra. I was like, I know there's a Myra in this world. You're right. It's when he was his own cousin from like Louisiana. That was in love with Eddie.
Yeah.
Family Matters. All right, one more because you guys got that too quick. Probably Carla might know this. All right. Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe in myself. Suddenly I'm on top of the world. Should have been somebody
American
else.
Hero.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Walking on air.
Yeah,
Never thought I could see so free. Oh,
free.
feel so free. Yeah. Great American Hero.
Yeah, that was a show I never watched.
You never watched that show? Oh man, I love that show. I'm
No,
sure
it was like
I didn't
it
watch
probably
every.
came on at the same time as the news in my house or some shit. I don't know.
All right. So that's the TV theme show. I know we've got a lot more to go. I don't want to make it too easy. So I'm trying to make it as hard as I can, but I wanted to introduce those two because I know you guys will get it right away. So all right, cool. Susanna's been away for a while back in West Texas. She got some stuff that she has got to take care of, but she'll be back soon enough. But we did record her segment, and so it's actually a topic that is of interest in this summer. And let me just introduce her show here. Hold on.
Believe it or not, we're waiting for Floyd.
Right. Sometimes technology it doesn't always work the way you want it. Okay, here you go. All right, here's Ask Susanna. Hold on. Where is
America? No problem.
All right, welcome back to Highway 54, guys. I know Susanna has been away for a while, but she has really good reasons, and but she is okay as far as we know. From all the way from West Texas, please welcome back Susanna.
Woo!
Be back.
I know we all miss. I know that everybody. It's summertime. School's happening, and we're opening up a little bit more in different parts of the nation, and so I know a lot of people are busy. But it's always good to have people come back. And for now, for Situation for Zana, we're going to start recording a lot of her segments as much as we can, and hopefully one day she'll come back. Erica came back last week.
Oh, good! Yay!
Yay, Erica! So we got her back.
Woo!
But I know a lot of people are starting to go out now, starting to visit. We have Memorial Day weekend last week, and I drove a little bit. I haven't driven Lyft in about a year and a half, and I did it because I did it after I retired. I kind of did it. Oh, let me try this out. Let me work it out. And I did it, and the consensus of everybody coming in, everybody comes to San Diego. As I know, you just came from San Diego, came to San Diego a couple weeks ago, but people from LA, people from Las Vegas, people from the Bay Area and Arizona, but they all had like I would think people would be a little bit more negative towards the, COVID-19, but they weren't. They're like, you do you do me, if I have to go in a building or an establishment and needs to wear a mask, then I have to. There's no there's other things I can worry about that I don't need to be bringing up the situation where you don't have to wear a mask. If you want me to wear a mask, I'm going to wear a mask. But in the same token, if you don't want to wear a mask and we're, within the compounds of, the regulation and state mandates, then, whatever. I'm not going to give you shit. Just don't give me shit if I feel like I have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So the two biggest questions we have, I know we only have a few minutes with you, is, and it's kind of relevant today. Like I said, everybody's kind of. I'm proud that I'm happy that people are going out now. It's traffic now. People are visiting, going to restaurants and all that. But the biggest question, because I know summer is like really like now or around the corner for some people, is two-part question. So we can talk about this after you answer your portion. Can I get COVID-19 through sexual intercourse? And number two, that's a real question. What is the safest type of sexual activity during COVID-19? That's a really good question.
Okay, so no, you cannot get COVID-19 through sexual intercourse, but so it is not transmitted through. There's no evidence saying that it's transmitted through like vaginal or semen secretions, right?
Okay.
But if you are having sexual activity with someone that is experiencing symptoms or is positive for COVID, then just being in close proximity to that person, increases your likelihood of becoming infected. So keep that in mind. It's not the sex act itself, meaning that it's not through bodily secretions. It's like vaginal fluid or semen fluid that we know of, right? There's no evidence saying that there is. So short answer is no.
Okay.
Again, if someone's experiencing symptoms or tested positive, common sense says don't have sex with them.
Yeah.
And then
that's not going to happen.
Two, what's the safest type of sex to have during this pandemic? I mean, it's the same type of safe sex that you would have even outside of the pandemic. Wear protection. Ask your partners what their status is. Have you had a full panel STD testing recently? If so, what are your results? And have them show you the results and still wear a condom. So it hasn't changed. I will say that maybe this pandemic is heightening awareness, which is good. I think people are being more serious about their health now. So I think that is a benefit. But yeah, that's kind of my short and dry answer. But I think it's a pretty good one, and people have posed it to me.
Yeah. Like I said, people are the clubs are being opened up more. The restaurants are being opened more. People are hooking up. Obviously, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just nature. That's just the way it's going to happen. But still, you have to be careful. I know there's a age. General age where people are like, well, whatever, I'm drinking, got a little money with me, and we're talking like this close to each other. And that would probably, if anything, even before the sex happens, if you're that close trying to hook up, you're going to get COVID at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, be aware that if, like you said, now that things are opening back up. So if you're going to bars, clubs, things like that, and you're partaking in what's known as high risk behavior. So let's say you're drinking to the point of like becoming inebriated, that's already going to elevate your risk for, picking up STDs because it's going to lower your threshold for thinking about wearing a condom. And that's the same as, it's going to lower your inhibitions on like personal space. So those are things to just keep in mind. So I think it's something that, like I said before, this whole pandemic has really highlighted the importance of our health in a way that wasn't really highlighted probably since HIV, the height of HIV. So now, people are like, okay, this is something that, it seemed like it was really easy to get and people were dying from. So that kind of scared a lot of people. And I think there are benefits of that. People are becoming more aware, and they're, taking their health more seriously. So good.
Yeah. And I think also too, if you probably agree with me, is like people are more cleaner. Like they're more conscious about like, washing your hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe taking a face towel and then wiping yourself. Or like say you went to a party and all that. You know what? I may want to take a shower, because God forbid, don't say I don't do this, but like you go to a party, you go out, whatever, and you go home and I'm so tired, you just crash. And you have clothes on you, you got with smoke on you got everything on you. And not to say like, COVID is gonna stay on your body, but you don't know. There's a rare chance you're laying in bed and you're like rolling around, touching your face, you're on the sheet. Or you have a partner, like, I've been home, and then you just come home and you didn't even take a shower, you didn't take off your clothes. So I think that's more awareness. I mean, you should do that normally, but
yes.
Yeah. But now, so
it's not only acceptable now to carry around hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes and wipe everything down. No one is looking like a crazy person doing that nowadays, which is, good. That's fine. So it's more accepted, it's more embraced, and it's more widespread now. So I think, of course, that's gonna trail into other health aspects when it comes to like, HIV or STD transmission.
Yeah. I am. I mean, like I said, I'm very happy that we're moving forward and that people are feeling more comfortable going out. But what I do see is a lot of people still wearing masks. I mean, I can really speak for San Diego when they can. And then when you're comfortable, well, what's crazy is that, like, say you're in a bar and you meet somebody and you're like, you kind of like either bump fist, shake hands, or you do the Japanese thing, you know, or the
Yeah.
and then you're like, all of a sudden in your mind, you're like, this guy looks dirty. All the time. How many people have done that, or have noticed people do that? Right? Have you noticed people like, yeah, I need to wear a mask.
So I haven't noticed that. I'm not surprised by it. I haven't noticed it. One thing that I know I'm appreciative of, and I'm gonna be a little bit sad by it kind of fading a little bit, is I love that people wear masks because I don't have to worry about like their stinky breath anymore when I'm up in people's faces, you know, because what I do. You know, sometimes I'm close to people. So like I appreciate, you know, there's the little things. I don't have to worry about, you know, spending as much time on makeup and things like that when my face is covered. So there are little things
right here, a little eyeshadow.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. So I mean little things like that I'm definitely, you know, gonna miss, but it got to the point where it's so normal. And even I guess for us too, we lived in Japan and places where it was so common to see people wear face masks. Like you don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
You know, so it never fazed me when you know this kind of started taking over the US as this face mask wearing. But you know.
I think now too is people will continue to wear face masks. And like I said, people like it's your, what do you call that? Your spidey senses, like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta wear this mask. Yeah, or like you know, or people like, oh yeah, I went to a party yesterday. There were like hundreds of people. Like,
Oh yeah, mask.
you got any sanitizer? Yeah, sanitizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not seen as rude anymore.
I know, but you know, if someone did that to you, would you feel offended?
I don't know. I would probably be checking my breath. I'm like, do I have some stinky breath right now? Because maybe I just had some coffee or something. I don't know.
Coffee breath.
Offended. It's kind of hard to offend me, honestly.
Yeah. Or blowjob breath. So. No. I mean, I wouldn't be offended. I'd question you, like, hey, wait, you smell like a dick. God damn.
Yeah.
Like right in front of me. Like, and then, you know, I wouldn't be too offended. I'd ask, like, oh, you okay? But like I said, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of situations where people are doing that at bars, like, oh, this guy looks dirty, whatever. But, you know, the biggest thing, you know, before I let you go, is that, remember in Japan, a lot of restaurants or some establishments would have like sinks. I think I mentioned this before, in the front of their lobby, whatever.
Yes. Oh yes. Yeah.
And that's
a great idea.
Great idea. Like, hey, you can wash your hands. I know, exactly. Because you don't know where you came from, or maybe you shook people's hands and you're like, you know what? I need to wash
Come in, you immediately take off your shoes, you wash your hands. It's great. Yeah, I love that.
Now that's a practice I think a lot of restaurants or even establishments should have in the front, like a location in the front where you don't have to do nothing. I just
instead of the hand sanitizer stand, they have a thing.
Wash your hands, boom, boom. It's no big deal. It's just like, you know, I just want to be a little bit more clean, or I've been touching a lot of things, or I came from the subway or from the bus station.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, in my Uber, I got 3 or 4 sanitizers and hand wipes and all that. So you come in, it's available to them, and I got some individually wrapped masks for them to come.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what? And like I said, I did about 20-ish rides, and everybody was like very cordial. Like somebody, oh, I forgot a mask. Don't worry, I got a mask for you. And they have the little notes where from Uber or Lyft and says, you know, be safe, open your windows when you can. Few people did it, but here's my thing. I bought 1 car purifier, like really small, right in front of me. It goes right in me, and then the big one that's like really room size. So I have a barrier. So I didn't. Yeah. So I have that little barrier, and so in between, I would open the windows after a ride. I'd open the windows, go a few minutes with the windows down, and then I close it up, and then I blast my air purifier, and it just cleans up the whole thing. So.
Look at you with your little system. That's smart. Okay.
That's my tips. Is that an air purifier?
Ooh, fancy.
It's all hooked up in here. Yeah. So my biggest tip was $20.
Nice. There you
Just
go.
for effect, I had a little mint. No water because I'm not yet. So anyway, but yeah, guys, yeah, that's probably the biggest question, and probably pretty much like for the younger generation who are still hooking up, during the summer
Mhm.
bars. Old guys
is
too.
remember, guys,
Divorce guys. COVID's still real. Sanitize, clean your hands, be at a safe distance if you don't really know these people. Even if you do,
Mhm.
we still highly recommend wearing masks. But if you don't, because I know the CDC has changed where if you are vaccinated, you can
Yeah.
be in a room with some people who are vaccinated also. But the biggest question is like, well, who's really enforcing that? And number two, the honor system. So
Yeah. Common sense.
common sense.
Common sense.
Well, good. So how's West Texas? Are we still good over there?
Yeah, I mean it's great. It's been raining nonstop, so the streets are flooding and not drying up very well, but it's not bad. It's not too bad. I'm definitely ready to be gone after a couple of years. I think I'm not my
You've been there for a while. You've been there for actually a while.
I've been there for like 40. I've been here 40 years, so I think I can do a couple more, and then I think I'm gonna try to go somewhere really cool.
Yeah, well, cool. Well, you, I don't want to spill the beans if I don't have to, but I know you just picked up a good position that's gonna move you up into the world of the GS.
Mhm.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
As it's actually big position, and that's going to open her up to other bases that she may go down in a year or so. So we're very glad. So we want to hear stories on that, what's happening, because actually fitness center, Hawk and us work together hand in hand. So congratulations.
Thank you.
How's little Susanna? Is she okay?
Oh my goodness, she's going to her first sleepaway camp.
What?
Yeah, so I'm a little freaked out.
I thought that was like 5th grade or 6th grade they started doing.
She's gonna be in 5th grade next year.
Oh yeah, perfect then.
Yeah, she's going. They're taking her 6 hours away out of the state for the sleepaway camp. So I kind of had a little panic attack. Fine, she'll be okay. I had a moment though.
Are they going to Rio
Yeah,
Dosa?
at that time, 5th grade, and they started exploring and other people. Texas
totally doesn't need me anymore.
They got their own camps. Well, they're growing up, so time is going by fast. But we keep staying young, though. I know for both of us. So we saw you.
I hope so.
All right, Susanna, God, it's so good to have you back, and I know we will start recording a lot more, and then hopefully one day when things change, you'll come back on the Sundays every so often.
Will do.
All right, Susanna. All right. Safe sex, same thing. So I know those are two big questions. Can I get COVID still through safe sex? Because yeah, man. So I guess you can do oral.
No, she said any fluids.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're gonna use like dental dams and the works. You're like, I'm gonna use this gigantic piece of plastic. Perfect.
I just feel like if you're like within 6 feet of a person that has COVID, you can get it. So I mean, I would think that if you're touching a person, you're gonna get it if that person's infected.
Depends on how your body works.
If you're sleeping beside them and they breathing out up in the air, you're gonna get it regardless. So you might as well just.
I was like, my whole family had it already. So, but it took my husband weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to pop positive. So go figure. I was like, I popped positive, and then like 2 weeks later, the kids popped positive, and then like a week later, he popped positive. I was like, we sleep in the same bed every night, and he didn't pop positive for 3 weeks. So
yeah, that's crazy how that didn't happen. I mean, just got.
So you had it already?
Yeah.
Did you have? Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, all of us had it. Our whole family. I was like, oh, look, there it is. It was funny because I sent a picture to my mom after my kids popped positive, and I sent her a picture, and we're outside, and we're all like, this is like the face of COVID. And I mean, it was like, that's like, my kid was like, yeah, my throat itches a little bit and I have a headache. That was his symptoms. Mine, I had like a fever. Well, they all had a fever too, but they were like broke fever after like the first day. Yeah. I broke fever. Well, the funny part was I was already diagnosed the day that I got my first shot. I didn't know that I already had it. So I got the first shot, but I already had it at the time. I was like, so what if I have it right now? And they were like, should be fine. I was like, okay, then screw it.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Well,
they
yeah,
were like,
but
oh, should be fine.
I know, man. But how's your taste and your smell and
Fine.
yeah,
Perfectly fine.
I would think because we're my theory is that a lot of us military folks or even people dependents, we've got so many shots over the years, you know, over 20, 30 years. Especially we got the anthrax, 7 of those, butterscotch. I don't know what kind of fluid went into us.
Peanut butter.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, and I've gotten the flu shot all the time, you know, for almost 30 plus years. So I would be thinking like it's our immune system is a little bit stronger. I'm not saying for everybody, but for the most part, a lot of us who are used to vaccines, we've been getting it. So, you know, you have that mark. You guys have that mark? T3, Carla? You guys have that little booster mark here?
You mean for the
polio?
smallpox?
It was for smallpox and polio, I believe. Anyways, but there's
I couldn't get the smallpox one because I have eczema, so I'm a walking open wound all the time, so they wouldn't give it to me.
Oh man.
So I was like, yeah, I didn't have to get that nasty knot.
So the question was like, if you come into a situation, a social scene, and you look at someone and go, man, that guy or girl doesn't look like, you know, dirty. Would you put like a mask on? Would you be offended if someone puts a mask on, like start talking to you? You're talking to everybody else with no mask on. You come up, you're like, hey, how are you guys?
Well, I put my mask on for everybody. I don't care what they look like or what I think they look like. I don't know you like that. I don't care. They get offended all they want. Me, they won't talk to me. I'm an introvert anyway, so I don't really want to talk, to be honest with you. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
Your mask covers your mouth when you say you can, you know, mouth like fuck you. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You're an asshole.
Exactly.
When people take off their mask, that's a problem. People are like, "Did you just say fuck you?" Oh shit, I forgot I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah, don't think I've ever pulled that one. That was always I'll say that straight up. I don't care. You're an asshole. It's pretty simple. Yeah.
All right, guys. Did you see that viral video about the bear and the teenager?
Yeah, and then she made a TikTok about it and how she.
Dude, teen shoves bear that swatted family dog in California yard. It was a mama bear with 2 cubs on top of the wall. And for whatever reason, they had like 4 or 5 dogs try to bark at the bear. And one of the bears picked up one of the little tiny puppies or whatever. And this 17-year-old girl in California, actually East Los Angeles, swatted the bear.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times she hit that bear.
Woo! So
I was like,
I shared this video. Yeah, it's nuts. Here you go.
Go.
This is in LA, in the countryside of LA, but still LA. Dude, he just shoved him.
I thought it was a grown-ass woman.
I thought it was a woman. No, it was 17-year-old.
She's a teenager. She did a TikTok about it afterwards and said, "Oh my god, guys, I saw this bear and I like totally pushed it." And I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, and she did a TikTok about it afterwards. I was like, this is what's wrong with the world.
Yeah, so where's the bear? No.
No, I'm sure it ran back into the wilderness.
Yeah, back in the country. It's in LA, but LA counties, so it's in the mountains like
yeah,
that.
she said that they're used to seeing bears, but they usually come the day before because it's trash day. So she wasn't expecting to see a bear that day. I was like, oh, great. So you just weren't expecting it today, but any other day, it's cool that you could see the bear on my wall. Nice.
I don't deal with animals that have to take a nap and then come back and they 3 times bigger than they were before. No.
So you're saying you didn't want to yeet a bobcat?
No. No,
There was another one.
Well,
Dude,
but what the question is, if she's used to having bears in her neighborhood, I mean, wouldn't you be scared? I don't know, man. Like, would you? She didn't slap him. She shoved two hands.
She said it was because it was trying to take her service dog. The little teeny tiny puppy was quote unquote a service dog of some kind. So it was like, she was like, I couldn't let it take my service dog, so I pushed him. I was like,
that dog should have been.
Well, I mean,
he was selling wolf tickets to that bear. He should have taken his issue.
No, I just would have got me another service dog.
I was just like, it says service dog. I was like, dude, I can buy a thing that says it's a service dog too. But she was like, yeah, it was a service dog, and I didn't want to watch him. Yeah, and I was like, oh my, this is a thing, huh? Nice.
So like,
so are you saying you would do the same thing, except for Carla?
For me?
Yeah.
No, honey, I just get another one, look just like them, name them the same thing.
Name them number 2, Snowball number 2.
Snowball number 2.
Call them remix.
Right.
And another one.
I told you that we don't stop. I told you.
Yeah. All right, so
keep on moving on, man. I'm telling you.
There is a since COVID happened, there is a big career migration in history right now happening, as you see that people their career minds are changing, their career paths are changing because it's not safe to be in certain jobs for very long, like restaurant business, the service industry, the hospitals and all that. So a lot of people are doing remote. So there's a guy in TikTok that talks about there's a shift of people. There's a lot of companies are having a hard time hiring a lot of people. Do you guys see that on the East Coast? Like not enough workers, not enough, I don't know, restaurant workers, people in stores. I see Big Lot, like 2 employees. Yeah. You guys see that on the East Coast?
They were saying you said
more. Everyone's making more on unemployment. So,
well, that's.
But they're going to cut that shit off like now. Like I think July the 1st or something like that. They're gonna like cut it. Hogan is cutting it out. I do believe.
Yeah.
So.
All right, I'm gonna share this video real quick and talk about this real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna make a prediction right now, right here, beginning 2021. In the next 2 to 3 years, we are going to see the lowest career migration in history. More people are going to change companies, jobs, professions, and career paths than ever before. I don't think lots of big companies realize what's coming because every one of us has looked at our lives through a completely different lens. We've been forced to. And the fact that hotels, restaurants, and retailers are really struggling to rehire people that they had to furlough or let go over the last year, and they can't, so they're having to raise wages, is the beginning of a sign, I believe, that people are looking at their circumstances differently, and they're going to start making different decisions. So I think it's not going to happen overnight, but I think we're already starting to see in a number of articles that have come out lately suggesting that when companies are asking employees who've been working from home for over a year to come back in the office, a substantial proportion of those employees are saying, I'd rather quit. Because they've gotten used to a different lifestyle and they've got a sense that they can realize their own economic security in a different way. And I think we're going to continue to spread over the next few years. I don't know, what are you seeing? Are you seeing the world different? Do you anticipate possibly making a move, a change, or do the people you know, are they considering different change? Super interesting.
Wow. I see it. You see a lot of people doing. You guys did remote, Carla, D3, doing remote a couple months.
Yeah.
I see a lot of companies are like, you know what, I'm saving money. Stay home.
Some, yeah, because I've been working. I was working from home before the pandemic. Right now I'm on site, but sir, I can't do it. I can't do on site. going back to remote. He does mostly remote, but
yeah, but it just depends on what meetings that we have. Since I do a video teleconferencing, so
Yeah.
if they have meetings, secure meetings, I got to set up and get connected to, then I go up in there. But I work directly for Lieutenant General Scobie, the head of the Air Force Reserve.
Yeah.
So he said in one of his meetings, he specifically said that this is a way of actually seeing who actually does work. Some people work better in the building, in house. Some people work better at home. So he said he's upset that the pandemic happened, but it also awakened him to be able to see who does better and who does what when they're supposed to be doing it. So he said they're going to do this thing called hoteling.
Oh,
and so host to everybody. No, but he said he's going to do hoteling to where they have certain cubicles in certain offices, and say for instance we have a docking stations for our laptops and everything, and you have maybe in our office we have 8 people, so you'll have 3 on one day, 2 on one day, and everybody works at the same stations. Of course you wipe it down and everything like that too. Once you leave and once you get there and stuff like that too. So we just designate specific days that everybody's going to be coming in, so they want to move more with that for the Air Force Reserve anyway.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would think with even big active duty, the duty bases too, the Air Force has changed a lot too. Personnelists, the finance guys, and finance. Technically, not everybody needs to be there, like you said. Some people can be at home or take calls, right? Or they take a lot of the veterans and appointments are being on Zoom, or what call it the secured line of doing appointments face to face with doctors and nurses, and so I'm pretty sure you guys are doing the same thing with offices, meetings. We don't have to meet, but we can Zoom and talk about the stuff that needs to be done, especially with staff meetings. Like we don't need all to be in the same room, right? Chief of the Air Force, I see she's doing a lot of meetings, and she doesn't have to leave her office. She's just doing meetings everywhere. Whereas before, it was like and Erica can confirm this, it was like a big event, to have a call from another office to another base and all that, right? Yet you go to comm building and you get the TVs and you get the cameras and you have a little conference. But now, literally, you can be at your desk.
Oh yeah, dude. They had everything was Zoom meeting. You had your NCO call was a big ass Zoom meeting. I was like, dude, somebody murder me. I'm so done with this. That's why I was so glad to retire this year. I was like, I'm done. I quit. Because I was like, as soon as it went into, okay, now we have to have an NCO meeting and then a meeting about the NCO meeting. And then we need a senior NCO meeting. And then I was like, look, okay, why do we have to have a meeting about the meeting that we just had? No, I quit. I quit.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And then you have those people who just don't say nothing. They only say something in the beginning, before the break, and after. They're like,
my problem is the meetings are usually they can email you.
Yep. Exactly. I just want to piggyback on that.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. So are we on break right now?
That's fine.
Yeah. Ha. Okay, thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Yeah.
You don't say jack shit the whole meeting.
That's
hey,
me.
Guys.
That's how I am.
Great info.
That's me. I'd be like, word.
Yeah, that's my one input. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Could you send me that in an email, please?
Are you going to send those documents out? Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Please respond. Just reply, but don't do reply all.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear all the stuff. Right. Just reply. You don't have to reply all at all.
Oh, that's the worst thing. We started having emails in the military and the Air Force. We were like, hey, don't reply to all. Could you just respond to when you're having a big conversation with one person? There's like 10 people on the CC.
When people do that.
I know. And I'm only talking to Erica. And it's like, could you not about everybody? Or you have that the one airman that reply like the whole pack half.
Yeah. You're like, if this was a bunch of bullshit, you're like, oh snap, whose airman's at? Whose airman's at? Oh shit.
Griping, right? Remember that a couple years ago? Like, who's this motherfucking airman to the PACAF general? And holy fuck.
Oh yeah.
Reply. And I think the airman was like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah. Literally was like, what? He said he had an open door policy.
But I didn't think that you could actually respond to like the whole PACAF. I thought that like COM had like a group policy or something that was set, or you know.
Before that
was reserved.
Yeah. No, he had to pick all those like that group or address. You know what I'm saying?
See, but that's just it. So if the general sent something to everybody, like,
oh yeah,
and he would reply instead of reply. Yeah, everybody's gonna get the reply because it already came to him that way. So yeah, no shit.
The biggest drama.
Everyone's running around like, who airman that? Ooh,
what shop is that from? Oh shit,
that's your airman. Oh, get your
LRS. Oh fuck.
Oh, dude, what squadron he in? Oh, the 374 the LRS.
Oh, that's D3. Hey, dude, D3. Dude, was that your airman? No, fuck. I saw your office symbol there. Oh, man. Well, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure we're gonna still have some civilian or airmen continue to do that. Email the whole unit up the chain.
Gotta love that. You're waiting for it. You're like, this is gonna be a problem. I can already feel it.
Yeah, right. Or even please tell me what she say. He said, even as Eric's mother, all I get is word as response to a full paragraph, a text from me.
Oh yeah. Normally she's like, she'll say something and she's like, and I'm like, word.
That is me. I would do the same. They'd be like, word. I'd be in a meeting like, word.
Word to you.
Yes.
Word to you, mother.
Oh my God.
Word to your mother. See? It makes sense. Word to your mother. See?
Yeah, but the other thing is people looking at not just their main jobs but other passive income. A lot of people doing investments now, those who know how to do Webull and what was it called, the other what's the other, Robinhood and all those investments. Edward Jones thinking they're going to be the next mayor on Bitcoin or whatever. But also a lot of entrepreneurs. We've had entrepreneurs for years, but now people are like, I'm gonna do my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do mukbang. I'm gonna eat big bags of crab and fucking like pigs and get thousands of people watching you. But yeah,
what do you do on your show? Well, personally, I just sit on a toilet and I sing songs, and then I ask for people's requests. And then if I'm really pushing hard, then I'll sing something in the bass range. Swing low, swing cherry. Yeah. The acoustics are on point.
Yeah.
Erica in the bathroom.
Erica in the bathroom. Erica in the bathroom at a
we have a whole. Do we have a whole podcast where we're all in our bathrooms?
Well, I really like your walls there. I can see that you have a lot of space between your walls. I cannot, Oh, is that a pearl on the wall there? Is that? No,
I got the master bath.
Hey, we got Bidet Chronicles coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we have bidets. Yeah.
Bidets. How are you gonna live without bidets, man? Oh my God.
Very excited. Yes.
Do you ever go back to Japan? Remember, Carla? You came back for vacation. You come back to Japan and go in Narita. You know what? I don't want to use the bathroom here. Beautiful with the 3 seashells.
What do you mean she doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells?
You're funny.
I love the Japanese toilets, but yeah.
Especially in Narita, right? Because they're always clean.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Always. Except for when you get stuck with one of those things that we were talking about when it's in the floor.
Yeah.
And you got to squat.
Oh
gotta see
yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
anytime it was in the floor, I took my pants straight off and wrapped them around my neck because I was like, I'm not pissing all over my fucking pants. So I would take those
Getting on my-
motherfuckers off,
getting
wrap
on
them
my
around my
pants.
neck.
Oh my God.
You'd be
I
walking around.
never thought
What's that smell? It smells like shit.
Exactly. You'd be like, see, I'm smart. I wrap my pants around my head before I try to squatty potty. I tell you what.
well, I looked at you. I used to do the heels. You have to like kind of balance on your heels or whatever. Yeah.
The
Oh,
kimchi squat. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the Ashima spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Regular dude in
Oh.
Korea.
So
Same.
Carla, D3, you guys have
Yeah.
bidets in your house right now?
Yes.
Oh, you do. Yeah, I'm trying to get one for our house, and everybody's gonna get only one bathroom though. We'll use a bidet. All right, guys, so we're going on to our last segment here. Hold on. That wasn't it.
Perfect.
This episode is powered by Pod Decks. Pod Decks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience and have more meaningful conversations, you're going to want to check out Pod Decks. Now, if you want to get 10% off your order right now, you can go to poddex.com and type in coupon code. What's the code? Yes, that's the code. Check out poddex.com. Take your podcast to the next level.
All right, today's category is the future freaks me out. All right, first question. What TV show will still be on air 20 years from now?
Simpsons.
Yeah, how long has that been running, huh?
Dude, since 1989.
Yeah. Family
They
Guy, maybe.
They haven't graduated high school. They haven't done nothing.
No, they're gonna because they've been around since 1989 when Tracy Ullman actually came out. So
Yeah.
it was a skit in the middle of the Tracy Ullman show in 1989, and then they turned it into a full length show. So I think that'll be around forever
Yeah.
because they're still predicting the future.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What else TV shows besides Simpson? Been long.
Family Guy, maybe.
Family Guy. That's still going on? Jeez Christ.
Oh yeah.
SpongeBob
Yes.
still going on? Probably SpongeBob.
You know, I think it's going to be around for a while. Ridiculousness, because there's always going to be somebody catching somebody doing something stupid on video. They might change the host of it. Because think about it, that took the place of America's Funniest Home Videos, so they don't do home videos anymore. So,
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's called I Can Catch You on my any video now.
No, but we had that back in the 70s and 80s. Remember that TV show? Smile. You're on
Candid camera. Well, see, it's just been reinvented. It's calling itself something else. It's still Candid Camera. There's still, America's Funniest Video, but now it's just everybody recording all their own stupid shit for the shows. So you're like, look at me, I'm acting stupid.
I know. Like,
Got it on film.
Do it for the Vine.
Do it for the Vine.
Do it for the Vine.
I want to do it.
Yeah. Where's that girl at? What would be invented in the future to help major cities with their traffic jams? That is always the biggest question in major.
I'm still waiting for these flying cars, bro.
We're going Jetson.
Jetpacks.
We're going Jetson.
Exactly. Where are they? Come on. I know you guys can do it. Where's it at?
Might be bullet trains too.
Bullet trains.
Yeah.
Why do we not have a bullet train?
Okay.
Because our infrastructure is not designed that way. Because, Japan, strategically thinking, it's very close together. I was like, taking a bullet train from here to someplace, bigger would really require a lot of infrastructure, and they just don't want to waste the money on it.
And it'll go through a lot of people's lands and reservations.
Yep. And you have to figure out how to tax it, and you have to figure out, dude.
Well, I mean, I guess not. If you turn the tracks now into a bullet train, but that's probably too much because we still use those trains for cargo, right? For the like track stuff.
So that means that you'd have to use it for something else.
Yeah.
We still run on electricity, those bullet trains, or is it? I mean, how
Oh
are they
yeah.
gonna?
Yeah.
Like they're attached to the grid as well. So
Yeah, they're on magnetic field, something like that.
Exactly. It's not the same.
Much. I mean, maybe like from LA or San Diego all the way to San Francisco. That could be
Yeah,
possible.
see, something like that could be possible, but man, that, like I said, the American public just isn't ready. I'm like, dude, all these other countries have like these amazing systems in place, and we're like, you know what? I don't like convenience. Fuck all that. Mm.
Trains,
Yeah.
more subways, more trolleys, whatever. Subway, LA has kind of a subway, not really. Yeah, and then of course they're with the Teslas with the driverless cars.
Oh yeah, that.
But will that lessen traffic? That's the question.
No.
I think they'll just lessen people in it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh yeah.
Just like Domino's supposedly has those driverless cars too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In some neighborhoods, yeah.
Right.
People still order Domino's.
Yeah, people ain't got
Oh
no sense.
yes. I was like, I don't think I've seen one of those little things except for on TV, and they're like, we're using these new driverless cars, and I'm like, liars, never seen one. Y'all's liars.
Yeah, I've never seen one either.
Not neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't know why I deliver around here.
Yeah. So I think this next question. This next question, I think it's already been happening now. How will the job application process change 20 years from now? I mean, we're pretty much doing it on Zoom, for a lot of headhunters, the pre application, I think the GSs too. I got interviewed on a phone call, video call too. So that was it. So it's happening now.
Yeah. It will be. But I think that the process as far as jobs goes in the future, they're probably not gonna test people for marijuana anymore.
Oh, that's a good plus. I like that.
True.
That'd be great. But then again,
Amazon did that recently. He said he's not. They don't test. So I mean, it was like, y'all got any IT positions?
Yeah,
so
it's unnecessary and because in states that are legal, I mean, you can smoke it at your house.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, we're in California. I was like, dude, technically we can, even though it's still not federally legal, but the state said sure, and they just look the other way federally. I don't know. But either way, I'm like, just do it already. I'm like, it's going state by state by state, like a slow trickle of legalization.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I agree. I totally agree. And also, but here's the difference, it's okay to be using recreational marijuana. I get that. But there's some people, we have friends, they have to use it.
Yeah.
Daily.
But
I'd rather you.
But that's like a personality, though.
To be normal, like they have to use it daily. Like, no, it's like
I don't know how people can use all day long. I'm like, dude, I mean,
not that, but I would rather take a taffy or something like that than to take Ambien every night. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I would rather do that and I'd rather take, not smoke, but I'd rather take like an edible or something like that than to be in pain and take something,
that's chemical that's actually, probably trying to fix all these other things when THC can actually take care of that one pinpoint pain,
Exactly. With less side effects. So
exactly.
I think the VA, if they have not, with PTSD or whatever you want to call it, PTS, subscribe that for mental health. And maybe even with some of our homeless, we have, man, I don't know about you guys, but San Diego, California, we got a big homeless problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're everywhere
it's
here.
In DC and Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's we're like an hour from DC and Baltimore.
Yeah, and what's the solution? So that's a good question too. What can we do to help the homeless that want help? I understand that you can't force people.
But that's
because
the kicker.
Some
A
don't want
lot
to
of
be
them
safe.
don't want help. That's the kicker.
Yeah.
So many of them don't want help, and then if you try to help them, you're like, "What are you trying to do?" I was like, "Well, here, you said you were hungry. Well, I don't want no food. I want money." I was like, Your sign says need food. Here's food." Well, that's not what I want. I was looking for money. Well, fuck you too then. Have a nice day.
Yeah. True story. This guy actually gave the cheeseburger back to this other guy because he said it was cold. Like, really? Yeah.
The craziest things I've seen in Atlanta was we were on the train. So of course, to get on the train, you need money on your card to get through the turnstile to get on the train. Dude got on. He was asking everybody for change on there to put back onto his card to get back off the train at the next stop. People were giving him change. He picked out all the pennies and threw them on the ground.
What?
And then the train stopped. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't give him a damn thing. I was like, really, bro? Really?
Yeah.
Even if the machine doesn't take pennies or whatever like that, still,
Yeah.
that's just a slap in the face.
Yeah, one penny adds up to another penny and another penny and another penny. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have went to Coin Star, dude. For real.
Right? No shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, my theory is that the state, the city, or whatever designate a one location, parking lot, whatever, land. You put. Unfortunately, you have to put bathrooms, right? Whether it be the a permanent solution where they have like those park bathrooms and showers, and you just eat up the cost, water and all that, because then they won't be shedding everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They won't be bothering other people. So like you spend a little money, put a park out there, put a place where they can park, right? Because some people living out of their cars, a place they have tents, and you separate the men and women and together, and then the families, obviously, because you don't want the families to be mixing. And then no questions asked, but you also have counselors on the premise, and those who need help will be there. And then, but you'll spend money, and out of our taxes, it's going to go there, but they won't be as ill or less than the people going to other places, breaking in an entry, throwing up trash near your apartment or your house. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only solution I can think of for those.
You also have but you can also have another section to that to where they actually get a hot meal.
Yeah,
some type of kitchen.
Yep, at least once a day, at least, or breakfast and dinner.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those options out there already, and they just don't go. And that's the problem. A lot of them are like, well, I guess I just don't have the means. Oh, well, and I'm like, dude, it's like 2 blocks away. Maybe they just don't know. I don't know.
But you have some people that have that ring going on, like the, what is it? The bum ring or something, where they actually, so sometimes I'm just kind of like, okay, so why you got on white socks though? I mean,
true story. Yeah, like there's those guys that get out of their cars, they bum it up real quick, and then they hang out on the corners and get money. And I'm like, I don't know.
I was in the club like the next night, like dressed up and everything, and he was actually one of those people, and somebody called him out in our hometown. But yeah,
how somebody claimed to be homeless, but they got a pet that's thicker, that's just as thick as they want to be. I mean, so you feeding the dog, you're not feeding yourself. Something ain't right.
Yeah,
but that's what happens. I was like, I've seen so many folks, especially homeless folks, that have animals, and I'm like, I get it, that's your dog, but I'm like, how are you feeding the dog too? I mean, there's so much that I always have all these questions about, and I've spoken to a lot of people about them, and I used to help folks write resumes that were, trying to actually get a job, and a lot of them, they're like, yeah, they just don't want to. I've actually had lots of conversations with homeless folks that are actually trying, and the ones that don't want to try, and they're like, I'm just here for stuff, man. I was like, okay, cool. I dig that too. At least you're honest.
Yeah. I would say if you got 10 homeless, maybe 1 or 2 are like really want to get out of their situation, and the other 8 are like, mentally ill. So it's a dilemma. What do? You can't force them to be. I mean, Look, we've got people in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast,
Yeah.
lunch, dinner, shower, library,
Got
education,
everything you need.
mental counseling, and everything. There's got to be some force of law where you evaluate somebody and you see them that they're deemed mentally ill. Like, well, then you can force them to be in a position where it's like jail almost. They're being watched because I don't know. I know there's going to be a big controversy because against their will, you don't know, blah blah blah. But yeah, but they're out of the street. Less stress for
Communism. Oh, sorry.
Let's see for the city. They're not on the street. They're not causing trouble, but there's a program to go through that process of is this person mentally ill? Is he
They're
or
out
she-
of the elements too. I mean, because that weather could do all types of damage to them. So
yeah, winter, the hot summer.
Mhm.
I mean, the other day I saw pretty much an obese homeless, but then again I'm thinking like, how is he eating? But then again I'm thinking like, well, maybe he just became homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like he was at home, he got stuck, you're eating me out of my house, get the
Yeah,
fuck
well, that's
out.
it. I've seen a lot of overweight homeless people, and I still wonder how that happens too. But I know that diet necessarily eating eating the wrong things can still inhibit what happens to your body. So if you're still putting the wrong stuff in it, it can still do that to you. But I always wonder about all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not one thing that can help the homeless people. But like I said, San Diego, I know DC and LA and in Maryland, they've always had a problem. But now like in these are smaller cities like San Diego, maybe even in Lancaster and Edwards, like man, there people well, they're moving in, but the conspiracy is that cities from the East Coast are giving people one-way tickets to the West Coast. Is that true? Did you hear that?
No, I haven't heard that at all.
Or from Texas, yeah, some cities and towns say, "Hey, here's a ticket go on the Greyhound bus, and you're going to California." Because there's a big migration of people here in California, and
Really?
I talked to someone homeless, but I was like, "Where are you from?" But I think people are not from here that are homeless.
Well, that's the other thing. A lot of people are migrating from California to Texas and to the East Coast. So everybody's going opposite directions right now. So it's like you pick your poison. What kind do you like?
Right.
I think there's a lot of issue too with people during the pandemic getting not being able to pay their bills. And
Mhm.
of course, you got landlords and stuff like that need to be compensated.
Mhm.
So you know what, you got to go. I can't pay the mortgage on this place and my place too. So something's
Mhm.
got to give. It's you instead of my family. So
Yeah,
that's
Sure.
a homeless issue too.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, the $2 trillion that we both approved. The House and the Senate approved twice, one last year, one this year. That some of that money could, I think they do. It's just you have to file for it. It takes forever for landlords to
Mhm.
be like, hey, I got these tenants. Fuck, they can't pay. What can I do? I'm trying to be good, a good landlord. But it's a process.
Right.
The government, all the red tape. You got to do this. You got to file for that. You got to approve this, and so.
Mhm.
I don't know, guys. It's so hard. It's not one thing that can help these homeless people. But I know for my city, we've got to do something because it's getting wild. It's getting fires being
Right.
started. They clean up a location, they come back the next day. People, some of them are, like I need to chart, and because phones are free. Some homeless people have phones.
Mhm.
Yeah. Didn't they have like the Obama phone one time too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are pop up tents around California where if you're low, low income, you can get a phone, basic
It's
phone. Or
crazy.
smartphone. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. Anyways, oh, guys, that's it for the podcast. Man, there's a lot of hard topics that we talked about. We did some good topics with Susanna also. Any closing remarks before we leave? Oh, Carla and
No.
D3 about to have a vacation in Mexico. Where are you guys going?
We're going to Riviera Maya.
Ooh, nice. Is that like a proper? You've been there before, or?
I've been to Riviera Maya before. He hasn't been anywhere. I mean, he has been somewhere, but not really. If that makes sense.
They dress me up, but
Yeah.
they don't let me know.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm hoping that I graduate August from massage therapist school. Hopefully, Japan is open. You go back to Japan or the Philippines, so hopefully for that. But I am going to see Dave Chappelle July 4th weekend.
Nice.
Wow, where at?
Las Vegas. Yes, just decided to do that. Morris, Sergeant Wright, Sergeant Malone. You remember those names? They are coming down to Vegas. They invited me to come. So yeah, I'll do it. Dave Chappelle. I gotta do it before he dies. Kevin Hart's next. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for hanging out with us on Highway 54 on a beautiful Sunday in June. Erica, Carla, D3 in the house, thank you so much. We will see you guys next week. Is another episode of Highway 54.
We hope you enjoyed the show today. Do us a favor and click on the like button or share our podcast. Thanks for listening. Till next time, we are Highway 54.